That's not how I wanted to do it. Taken a serious wound, yes, and I still don't know where to find honey. At least I remembered the sound this time. Actually, that might be... hang on. Style it down about here. There's a mountain that way, game. This is what sailors like to call tacking. There we go. Be great if you could actually harvest mushrooms like that in real life. Just sprint past them at a full run. Yoink. Making me run up all the hills. You're not gonna make me go over the mountains, are you, game? We're already pretty high. I'm gonna check something real quick, 1 second. I was right. Honey does only grow in deciduous trees. And a very specific kind. Apparently, so we're gonna have to watch out for that. I might have actually walked past some. They're actually hard to... they're a bit hard to spot. The beehives, that is. Oh, I think that's our lower. Two bits of lore. No idea where we are, somewhere south. Oh, it's snowing. Why is it so cold? Great, going in the water is going to be practically a death sentence. Why is it so cold if we went south? Well, I guess we did go pretty high up the side of the mountain. I'm gonna need a fire. Freezing. Shit. Okay, come on. Wrecked cap on the banks. I'm not getting in the water in this. Okay, no, I need to build a fire right now. And practically stand in it. Holy shit, I got cold so fast. It's right there. And I don't have a whole lot of tinder. It's gonna be rough. I should have gotten more supplies. Can I... Can I fish from here? I'll take it. Oh good, I did stop freezing. Alright. Swimming in the water is almost definitely going to kill me. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Can I make it there and back without freezing to death? Well, first let's cook our fish. Actually, you know what? We're gonna sleep so that we can be faster in the morning. And thee, my soul, joys, ceaseless exercises, exaltations, thy yearning amply fed at last, prepared to meet thy fates, Eidolons. Why am I freezing? I was sitting next to a goddamn fire. It's right here. Okay, well, let's try to... We're gonna pretty much stand in it. Apparently we can freeze to death, but we can't burn. I'm gonna fish more while we're waiting. Oh, there we go. Floor run, go. Yes, I realize it's cold. Thank you. Got it. Oh, it's a picture. I'm gonna examine that in a hot second. My wound healed. Oh, thank God. I'm gonna keep an eye out for honey anyway in case it happens again. Alright, what do we have? A gazebo? Out on the island where that other bit of lore is. That's interesting. I don't want to have to come back here for it. Swimming in that water is gonna be pretty bad. How far away is it? No tags on it either. The picture ones might not be findable by Shiny, since they don't have tags, so I might just have to luck out with those. I'm gonna sleep a little longer, let the fog lift. And it's raining. Exalt, rapt, ecstatic, the visible but their womb of birth, of orbic tendencies to shape and shape and shape, the mighty earth Eidolon. Alright. Raining and snowing, that's the fucking worst. Been there before. Okay. There's not a lot of food out here, so we're gonna keep fishing. Might as well. Okay, now we're gonna do go, 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 go. Don't you freeze on me now. That's that island, okay. Come on, come on, come on. I need the shortest path there. Oh, this is gonna be brutal. This could be brutal. Okay, brace ourselves. Go, 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 go. Oh, it stopped snowing. That'll... Nope. Yes, I am aware. We have Tinder. Okay. Oh, I should have... I didn't make it in range of the water. God damn it. Didn't think that through. So this is the little island that the gazebo sat on. Where are we going after this? Oh wait, it's gonna point here. Oh, that's interesting. Why did it go that way? Did I not smother the fire? I thought I did. You know what? It's close enough. There we go. Boop. Boop. Where's our fire? Here's our fire. Are we on our fire? Here. Oh my gosh, it's so tiny. Hang on. I have to increase the resolution. I can't read that. Technical difficulties, please hold. Okay, now let's try this. Okay, that looks a little better. And then we're gonna move this over here. Nope. Here. Okay, that's a little better. Alright, what's this lore? What's it even tagged as? Beacons. It's funny, the first thing people lost hold of was a sense of place, of ownership. I hiked out of Bellevue to find a nice place to watch the city, and when the beacon's influence faded from my body, die in peace. I found this little nook outside the walls. Looks like it used to be a park. Some marks where old houses used to be, but I could already see the park leaking beyond its boundaries. When the pain really began to set in, first my stomach, then my joints, I got a real moment of clarity. I've heard about it before, right as the person jumps off the bridge or pulls that trigger. An overwhelming sense that all their problems could be fixed easily. Mine told me this: pain is there to remind us to live. Something in the universe was telling me to hold on to it, relish that moment of certainty. But about our lack of place these days, I bought some lumber from a scrapyard set up against the walls, found some nails at a hardware store in one of the mall towers, and I hiked back out here. Started building a frame, some walls. Wasn't building a house, more of a temple. I'd say church, but my family didn't really stress religion growing up. More like a place to meditate, somewhere I could be sure of what the world meant. Been working on it for a few months now. No one's yet come to tell me I need a permit, or this is their land, or it isn't zoned for that. Everything just feels simple again. When it's done, I think I'll come out here when the city gets too lonely, when I get bored of rubbing elbows with a few million strangers. If any of my friends of family, I think that's supposed to be if any of my friends or family ask where I'm going, I'll tell them. They can join me if they want, stay a few days, hike back when the old world pain comes back. It doesn't feel like self-harm, though, just a reminder. Maybe I'll ask a doctor if this is a suicidal tendency, but it sure seems different. Well, that little temple didn't last. Where will we be going next? Back out of the mountains, it looks like, thank goodness. Unless, Well, we'll see. No point in traveling at night when it's this cold. And thee, my soul, joys, ceaseless exercises, exaltations, thy yearning amply fed at last, prepared to meet thy mates, Eidolons. Feeling pretty hungry. Oh, good thing I've caught a pretty large amount of fish. Still cold. It's still foggy, so let's wait until we're warmed up again. Is my other fire still going? I want to save tinder, so even after swimming through, I think I'll run as far as I can before I start getting a red alert for freezing. Oh, right. Still don't really know anything about Amira. Is this the only picture we have? Yeah, it looks like. Can't take pictures with this thing? Alright, so we're heading in that direction. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Yes, I'm aware it's cold. Thank you. I did notice. Out of the water. Keep running. Let's see how far back we can get. And the thing is, I don't know if it got this cold because of the area or because I picked up enough lore that this is progressing the seasons somehow. Oh, it's gonna make me do the fucking mountain. Okay, well, we're gonna skirt the base of that for now. Plus side, it stops snowing. I'm still so mad I forgot to have the game sound on last time I played. Oh, great. Especially with the church music. Oh, please tell me I'm going to come down the other side if this keeps getting any higher in altitude. We're just going to have more problems. Okay, good. Valleys are good. Warmer temperatures are good. I'm assuming these are warmer temperatures. Alright, so we're going west. I have no idea where we are in relation to the map. Although, I guess that last message did mention the guy coming from Bellevue, so... Okay, good, it's warm enough to not need fire. Right, this is bear country, I better keep an eye out. Oh, hello. Don't don't want to repeat a last stream. Oh, another map. That's new. Sammamish? Bellevue. A very odd spelling of Seattle? Hang on, I'm gonna look up a map. Actual real world map. My phone go to sleep, come on. This feels like it's not super accurate like the last one, but the roads feel like they might be helpful. And this might be a broken bridge here? I can't tell. Let's see. Come on, Google. My phone doesn't want to load anything. Bellevue. Oh, yep, there's Sammamish. And there's... Why does it look like Seattle's an island? Well, actually, I guess if this has been hundreds of years. Although Google Maps is showing Sammamish to the east of Bellevue, not the north. Maybe this is supposed to be the 405. I'm having trouble finding that inlet. I don't think that exists today. They might have added it for the game. Okay, well, that's interesting. Oh, it zooms in. There we go. Lake Sammamish. That's why. And then there's Sammamish region, I guess. North. Snoqualmie River, maybe? Lake Kilchilla. And then, what's this? Some, you know, actually, when I very first start this game file, I found a watchtower. Maybe that's what this is. But Seattle is great, so Seattle's going to be out in the water. And I still don't know where I am in relation to all of this. Although Bellevue, Lake Sammamish, maybe I can use that in relation to the other maps. Except I don't know which one of these are Bellevue. I think they're up here. These look like more of those inlets, so... This is Bellevue up this way. And if this is the old town, then this section of map equates with this side of the map over here. And then it shows Bellevue pointing up that way. How big is the terrain in this game? And then if that's the case, Old Town is around here, I think. And then if you keep going north, here's Bellevue. Okay, I have no idea where I am in relation to all of that right now, though, which is the problem. We'll keep searching. Okay, we're going more west. Nope. Yeah, just as some food goes rotten. There we go. kind of almost wish I could teleport back to Old Town so I could actually capture the church music this time, because it was so impressive. Just very dramatic pipe organ. But I think it would be a bit of a hike at this point. Although we did find a road not too long ago, so... But there's a few roads around here. It doesn't mean it's a 405. And lakes are all over the place. Kind of the only singular thing are the electrical towers when they show up. Hey, back in Blackberry Country. Excellent. Oop. Chickadee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Chickadee-dee-dee. More tinder would also be nice if I have to go into... Did I not get the mushrooms? There we go. Tinder would also be nice if I have to go into another mountain region. Which lake is this? Looks like there's some ruins over here. It's round. Only has one inlet. Bear. 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 Going up, going around, keeping away from the bear. There is no way to fight a bear. There is no way to survive a bear. Please stay down by the lake, bear. I'm going up in this direction. We can leave each other alone. I don't know if there's literally any way to deal with bears aside from staying far, far away from them. Which, to be fair, is solid real-world advice. Especially since these appear to be brown bears, which, like, extra fuck that shit. Okay. There he is. I'm keeping him in my sights. Or she. I kind of hope it's a he. A she would be even more terrifying. Don't fuck with the mama bears. I really hope he's not down near a piece of lore that I need. If he is, I don't know how to get to it. Oh, are you shitting me? Okay, how are we gonna do this? Maybe if we're lucky, it's not on this side of the river. Hi, dear. Is shooting the deer gonna get the bear's attention? Yeah, you get... Actually, maybe I should kind of put it out of its misery. Okay, I really hope that didn't attract any attention. Will the bear swim to get to me? I really hope not. Okay, if I go here, is it going to take me back to the lake? Oh, Jesus Christ, it is. In fact, I think I see it. It's right where the bear is. I don't know if fauna leave their area after enough time. I honestly don't. Also, I can't see the bear anymore, which makes me extremely nervous. Because I don't know if it's left the area. I don't know if it's still here. I don't know if it's now on my side of the fucking river. Some kind of ruins here. Something happened. I don't know where the bear is, and I really don't like that. Hi, Burbs. There he is. I see him. There's no way I can get to that. Because arrows do not kill bears. I don't have any honey. I don't know if I want to sustain a wound just to do this. And I can't get to the next piece of beacon lore because it's just going to keep circling around. The indicators are just going to keep circling around this piece. Okay, we're going to camp out on this side of the river for the night. The bear is still there in the morning. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. See if fire scares it, maybe. The noiseless myriads, the infinite oceans where the rivers empty, the separate countless free identities like eyesight, the true realities, Eidolons. Okay. Oh. Actually, I'm gonna sleep some more. I can't see the bear in this fog. Ever the dim beginning, ever the growth, the rounding of the circle, ever the summit and the merge at last, to surely start again. Eidolons, Eidolons. Oh, is it going to be foggy all day? I'm not dealing with a bear in this weather. Are you fucking kidding me? That's not the tool I wanted. Okay, well, I don't want to deal with the bear in clear weather, never mind foggy. Densities, growth, facades, strata of mountains, soils, rocks, giant trees, far born, far dying, living long to leave, Eidolons everlasting. Okay, that's better. Oh, did I get two cooked meat or two meats off of that deer? Getting a little more efficient. Okay. Hang on a sec. Yeah, more dropped frames than I'd like. The game's being a little skippy. Okay, lore. Did it disappear? Am I looking at the wrong place? Also, what's this? Oh, Tinder, good. Lore is still there. Bear is still there. Wait, is the lore? Did the lore leave? No, there it is. I was gonna say, I don't think they move. I really don't know what to do about this. I know I can shoot lore, but I can't get close enough even to shoot that without the bear flipping its shit. Yeah, I'm not even remotely close enough. And I can't shoot from the river. And I really don't know if the bear can swim. What do I do? What do I do? You know what? We're here for lore. Fuck it, we're here for lore. We're gonna get the lore. I'm gonna stay as far away as I possibly can and hopefully still shoot it without attracting the bear. I'm just gonna pray. Last time I got pretty close before the bear noticed me. Shit. Oh, that was off. It's about as accurate as a real life bow without a sight. Okay, up. Up and a little bit to the left. Don't hit the fucking bear. I'm just slightly too far. Ah, come on, piece of shit. At least it hasn't noticed me yet. I'll take that blessing. Also the fact that I apparently have infinite arrows. Oh my... I got it! I gotta get out of here, get out of here. Got it, and I didn't get mauled. Yes! Where did I make that fire? Shit, I should have left the fire burning. Where did I put it? Look, I left a fire around here. There it is. Okay. What do we have? Ooh. Moncada earthquake, Senin. Now we're getting into Senin and beacons. This one I found on my second playthrough. James Moncada III. James Moncada III, 45, of Port Angeles, passed away September 21st, 2052. So that's 21 years after the Great Quake. James came from a family with a rich history of power and influence in the Pacific Northwest. And with the influence and power of his family, James was a positive force in his community and in the lives of everyone he met. Immediately following the Great Quake, a 24-year-old James jumped headfirst into the relief and recovery effort. Then, in the months that followed, he established a company to oversee housing and job relief for survivors, and in the years after, James worked extensively to rebuild and relocate the displaced. He's still remembered in the thoughts and prayers of the countless families he has helped. In the decade following the Great Quake, James worked tirelessly to rebuild and expand homes, business, and communities of Port Angeles. Angeles? I'm probably getting that wrong. His company's energies also expanded to projects such as building the national image of Port Angeles and reaching out to Senin, there's the first time we've heard it in this playthrough, in an attempt to attract them to settle in Port Angeles. After the beacons were installed, the people of Port Angeles began a prolonged migration. Meanwhile, James left to join the brilliant minds gathering in Bellevue. James spent several years in Bellevue, then suddenly dropped off the grid. No one really knows why he left or where exactly he went, but it was clear when he returned to Bellevue a month later that he had spent time outside of the beacons. I wonder if James is the one who built that little temple and the entry that we found. James came back changed, and not just from the true light withdrawal. Maybe it was James. He was withdrawing from his colleagues and seemed to be sinking into a depression. James was also stubbornly unwilling to discuss where he had gone. No, maybe not. As it became clear that his true light withdrawal had led to fatal damage to his body, James began to engage in deranged behavior. He talked about seeing his estranged wife again and moving back to Port Angeles. His condition continued to deteriorate until he finally passed away. The funeral of James Moncada III was attended by thousands who still remember all the good he has done. He will also be remembered as one of the few people who have died while residing in a beacon city. James is survived by his brother and his estranged wife, and true to his character, James divided his estate equally between his brother, wife, and the Radiant Future Foundation. In accordance with his last wishes, James will be laid to rest in his old home in Port Angeles. James's brother has stated that he intends to erect a monument over James's grave, which will look over the city. So we're heading north next. One moment, my eyes are bothering me today. Just tricky when you have glasses. The ostent evanescent, the substance of an artist's mood or Savan's studies long, or warriors, martyrs, heroes' toils, to fashion his Eidolon. Ostent and savin are words I haven't encountered before. One moment. Ostent, a significant sign. Portent, the night waxed wan as though with an odd sense of such ostent. The act of showing or displaying. Appearance, manifestation be merry, and employ your chiefest thoughts to courtship and such fair ostents of love, from Shakespeare. And is savin just a version of savant? It's saying it's a grenadine island. Savant is not getting me a definition. So I think they meant to say savant with a T, and they just spelled it wrong. Because it wouldn't be the first typo in this game. Okay, I am not traveling in any fog when there is a bear in the area. Just don't do it. Just don't. I'm gonna have to, yeah, I'm not keeping as high up on food as I would like. Alright, it's still foggy, god damn it. Though I guess as long as we don't cross the river, we know the bear is by the river. So if we don't go to the river, it should be okay. Unless there's another bear, in which case, rip me. God, I'm finding some honey and I'm not eating it. Mushroom. 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 Problem with harvesting a lot of food at once is that it also tends to all spoil at once. So it's better if you can stagger it out. I do wonder, should we go for, once we found all the beacon lore, should we go for earthquake or summon? Oh, I missed something. There it is. I mean, obviously there'll be some overlap, but tinder would be nice. Forest floor, do you not have any? Like pine branches burn well, don't they? We're surrounded by pines. I'm so paranoid about bears now. Pretty sure they don't tend to hang out in the flatlands, but okay, you're a deer. Deer is fine. as well. Is it just... Yeah, that was running in a circle. On the plus side, there don't appear to be any moose to attack us, which I am happy to stay with. Bears are bad enough, we don't need moose. Oh, I don't know if I can sneak up on it enough to shoot it. Missed it. Yeah, I think I'm too far. And you can't really... Oops. If you can sneak up, I don't know how to do it. Oh. What are these? Okay, we're into some ruins. But from what, I don't know. Oh, deer's heading off that way. Fuck that. Still heading north. Just east. Or just west of it. Yeah, just west of it. Why are compasses like this? Any shinies elsewhere in the vicinity? None that I am seeing. Oh, quite some ruins. What happened here? Well, maybe we're closer to the lore than I thought. Doesn't look like a habitation, I don't think, but who knows? Any sparklies? Any shinies? I don't see any. Any bears? Okay, there's a ruins of a city over there. So we're near a city. Who knows which one? So maybe these were like habitations on the outskirts. Or maybe leftover pieces of the wall. Okay, and we're in an area with trees that are... Oh, and skulls. Okay, I was gonna say with trees that are more likely to have honey. Also skulls. Okay. Now, beehives are very tiny. So finding them is not going to be easy. More likely to find them by looking for bees. Someone also said that trees with bees in them tend to be a lighter color than other deciduous trees around them, but these all kind of look pretty light in color to me. Time to play. Was that a bird or was that a bee? Not a lot of food source out here either. Very steep hills, though. Okay, here's a road. So we are near a city that has a road. There's some information. Are any of these trees a lighter color other than the flat ones? No. I've got some cars. Why is this road so high? Okay, we're gonna jump on the roof. There we go. So, it could be in a few places. This place doesn't really... Is that a compass or something else? Or no, wait, no, it said north, so, okay. God, so we're either here or here. We could tell if these dots are the electrical wires than we could find out from. Alright, well, first let's find the lore bit we're looking for. This way. Okay, hang on. We're going north. So we are now going, the road is now to the south of us. Actually, yeah, that's a good point. Okay, so if we're facing south, hang on. I don't know if I can call this a north-south or a... No, you know what? Would I call this a north-south road? It's not like... If I'm facing the same direction the road is going, I am facing west. I'm going to call this an east-west road, which means that we are... or east-west-ish. So it's probably this road here. Otherwise we would have come across the electrical... Then what the hell is this? Alright, well, we'll come back to that in a bit. Gotta find our lore. There's the city wall. Straight ahead. Yeah, you can hear the metal creaking. At least you pretty much never find bears in the cities. Not a lot of animals like that. There you are. Hang out here. Cide, the fall, and something else from Tria. Bellevue is unlike any city I've ever visited before. Once cide was discovered, it became one of the most prosperous cities in the country. The technology and manufacturing industries drew people from around the world, and people were flocking there long before any beacons were erected. Maybe that's why they built a wall around the whole thing instead of just the city center. We haven't gone inside the wall yet, but Bellevue's infamous towers are still visible, dwarfing everything around them. Alright, so safe to say we're in Bellevue. The remains of the shanties are much smaller than I'm used to seeing, maybe because more people were allowed to live in the city proper. The tin and aluminum structures, or what vestiges of them are, extend further out than the beacon's influence possibly could have. Those poor, naive people, living like that in the hopes that they might gain a year or two, might not get sick as easily. It's interesting to think about how different life became once the beacons were erected. There were no more sick days from work, and almost no one was given disability assistance. Social security and the like all but ceased to exist. There was no retirement age. The battle over reproductive rights took a number of interesting turns, and the medical field was in constant flux for decades. Everything from day-to-day activity to politics to war was changed forever. I remember how long it took just to figure out how the military would function. People from beacon cities couldn't fight. There was just no way. They would die long before they reached a battlefield. The problem was that it was difficult to motivate outsiders to fight when city dwellers couldn't. In the end, it was a mixture of beacon-related incentives and significant pay increases that did the trick. But by then, war was so changed that the government hardly knew what to do with the soldiers. Eldon almost joined the military more than a few times. He had an idealistic streak when he was younger. He thought it was his duty to protect normals, but he never quite knew how to do it. It was probably for the best that he was always fickle. So like a bird he was, he never quite settled down. He wants to find a way through the wall tomorrow, or over it, whatever is easiest. The evacuation, if you could call it that, was brutal. They locked all of the gates and shot people as they tried to flee the certain death that accompanied remaining in the damned city. The years have not been kind to the wall, but it was built well by necessity, and it still stands firm. I can only imagine what it must look like inside, the streets littered with piles and piles of bones. When Olympia's beacon fell, even if there had been any real government left to give guidance, there would have been no way to enforce it. Here, things were very different. I've had a lot of time to read about these things. Regardless, there still has to be a way in. What we are looking for is inside, and whether I agree with him or not, Eldon has his mindset that it is more important to retrieve it than to keep these ruins intact. That's interesting. So whatever they were looking for, we're at Bellevue, and whatever they were looking for is inside the ruins. You can see all these structures barely in the water. So we are in Bellevue, which means, how many maps are there? I don't know if these mean there's that many more maps, or if they're just spare space. So this is Bellevue, and this is north. Seattle is to the west, Lake Sammamish is to the east. So are we looking at, this is north, Seattle is out that way. You know, regardless of where the Lord, I kind of want to, we'd have to go north first. So if we could find a road that goes mostly north until it hits a river, and then swing left and follow the coastline down, we should be able to get down to Seattle. Holy shit. Is that a bridge? Okay. Again, we don't know how old these maps are, how accurate they still are. Let's see if we can find a way in while there's still enough light to see by. Apologies to all the people whose remains I am stepping on. Oh, there's a piece of lore. Or there was a second ago. There it is. Ooh. This is going to be a fun place to camp overnight. Wow, that's a time jump. August 26th, 2110. I guess there's nothing more to do. Just wait. Bellevue went out like an expired light bulb, and even from the freeway I could hear the violence. 1 million people filling the streets, some with sores already, some dying in alleyways already. We put up a blockade on the freeway, a couple outposts on the streets below. Our orders now are to shoot on sight, to make sure no one made it to Olympia. We're one of the last cities, or at least it seems like it. No more room for order or decency. Give the faithful as few chances to get into our city as possible. The faithful, huh? Oh, is that the edge of the wall? No, might as well sleep. I'm gonna pretend I'm sleeping in one of the cars, maybe. Am I up late or up early? Hello, French Toast. I am technically up on time. That's a good question. When did I wake up? It's been a bit of a fuzzy health day, so I've been kind of napping on and off. I think I was up at around 5 p.m. So I'm sort of halfway through my day, kind of. So technically I am neither. But welcome in. Hello. I assume you are up early. Very mysterious. Oh, actually, did I give you a shout out? I don't think I did. Do, 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 do. And caps lock is on because that is how I do running in this game. Oops. You! French toast, please. Ah. Not this the world, nor these the universes, they the universes. Purport and end, ever the permanent life of life. Eidolons, eidolons. This game does, apparently. So, in following the sparkles, so to speak, we have found the ruins of Bellevue. We were just reading about how the beacon which the cities had to prevent illness and death and aging went out in the year 2110. And basically, as you can kind of tell from our surroundings here, everybody just died. We were just finding pieces of articles and written notes that were saying the government was shooting people in the streets to keep them from escaping to the city. So, and we found another piece of later literature from, the only NPCs in this game are the wildlife, including bears, which I've been mauled by. We've been finding pieces of notes from, we don't know how old they are, from a person named Tria who's traveling with someone named Elrin, I think. And whatever they were looking for were here in the Bellevue ruins. So I'm going to look around and see if I can find that. And regardless of what I can find here, I'm going to search the ruins of Bellevue, and then I'm going to see if I can find my way up to Seattle. So we've got a new map. So we're here, and there should be the remains of a road leading north-ish. So if I can find this road, follow it until it hits a river, then swing west and follow the coast. Technically, I could probably follow the road south, swing west, and then but that feels like a bigger swim than I think I'd be able to manage in order to reach Seattle. So I feel like it'd be better to go north and come down. So that's what I'm going to try to do. But until then, we're going to see what we can find in the remains of Bellevue. Alright, so we're technically inside the wall at the moment, I think. It's a little hard to tell. There's not a lot of food out here, so I can't take too long. Or if I do, I have to go. Probably the best bet would be to go to the water and do more fishing. But I don't have a lot of tinder, so... I did pack a lunch. I am eating all of my lunches. Okay, is this the... Alright. So this is north. And that looks like if we're at Bellevue looking north, what the hell is this canyon? There shouldn't be anything here like that. And although if this is Bellevue, and that's the thing, I can't tell. Like, if this is Bellevue, the roads don't line up the same way. Okay, so what do we figure out? So this map, as far as I can tell, this is Old Town here, and it says Bellevue pointing up north. And this is Old Town here. So actually, this can't be Bellevue. This is Olympia. Okay, this must be Olympia, and Bellevue is actually up here. And if this is Olympia, I have no idea what the remains of this city are. Alright, and then Olympia is down here somewhere. So right now, the other two maps, we're pretty much off of them. Actually, let me see if I can get sparkles for Tria this way. Oh, it goes through the fucking wall. Alright, hang on. I want to explore within the wall first. Also, I think I started talking too loud. I gotta dial it back down. Don't want to wake anyone up. Place looks pretty rough. No sound, sorry, I've got to set them up still. Although if these are do the roads run through the city? You can't really tell from this, can you? Could follow the edge of the walls, I guess. It's also tricky searching the cities because at a distance the skulls on the ground kind of tend to flicker in and out like a piece of lore would. So I keep thinking I'm seeing a shiny, but no shiny, just skulls. It's a hell of a wall. Alarm, alarm, alert, alert. I'm also trying to keep an eye out for honey. I don't need it anymore since thankfully my bear mauling wound healed without injury or without festering. But I've already encountered another bear, so it's good to have honey on hand in case I get injured again. Problem being that honey is very difficult to find. Actually, I kind of suspect there's no other food sources in... Oh, there's some lore. There's no other food sources in cities, so it might just be that in cities there's no honey whatsoever. Whew. Cultist. That's a new tag. John St. Pierre showed me his secret today. He's been talking about it for weeks, saying he wishes he could tell me what it was, and he finally did. He took me down to the basement of the church and into a long, dark room with cement walls and floor. There was an oval-shaped table in the middle with chairs all around it. Rue was there, too. I asked her if she knew what was going on, but it was her first time, too. More people arrived, even some I didn't know. Yates and Rothschild and that woman Prince were all from the church. I wanted to say I told you so to Rue when the meeting started, but they said to be quiet. It was a top-secret pro-death meeting. I knew John St. Pierre was a pro-deather. I knew he had plans, and soon I'll know what they are. Pro-deather doesn't exactly roll off the tongue, does it? Alright, let's keep following the wall. That seems to be doing us so far. Yeah, is there any more lore hiding in here? Not that I can see. Yeah, actually, agreed. All meetings are pro-death. Okay, anything? No shinies visible out here. And keep following the walls. Yeah, when I explored Olympia before, it wasn't too difficult to sort of span the entire city, but it makes sense that Bellevue is much bigger in scale. Quiet apologies to all the skulls and skeletons I'm walking over. Okay, we found another road. Okay, it's going to take me outside of the ruins. Oh, there's food here. Nope. Very steep hill. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, and then we tack this way. And I've lost sight of the mushrooms. Here we are. No, there we go. I apparently just scooped them up as I was freewheeling down the hill. God, they look so much like the skulls, too. No, you're a piece of skull, not a mushroom. Actually, speaking of, let's eat some before they go bad. That was the first time I saw any harvestable food inside us. I think the steepness of the hill might have actually made that as a glitch. Okay, and these are, I think, these are meant to be the ruins of the shanties. Oh, there's blueberry bushes out here. Never mind. Yeah, okay, there's the wall. So anything inside the walls, there isn't really any food. Let me just get some blackberries, and then I'll head back in. We're going to pray that there are no bears out here. I think isn't it officially a shanty if it's not built to code these days? I don't know if a lean-to is by definition a shanty or vice versa. That's actually a good question. You're not playing a video game. Why don't you Google it and share with the class? Okay, got a good handful of blackberries. That will help. Just vernacular for saying shack. Okay, well, what makes something a shack? Poor construction? How are we defining poor? Oh, nope, you're just a skull. Can't eat skulls. These probably don't even have the marrow in them anymore. Okay, I think stay inside the wall. Still don't know what Tria was looking for. Ooh. Oh, this is what blueberry bushes look like. Oh. I thought they were bigger. No wonder I could never find them. Oh. Game is hanging a little bit. What was that? Oh, was that me walking over the skull? Oh, shoot, I got turned around. Still, I feel like the lore, I might have to go into the towers and walk around there. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot out along the edges. Nope, more blueberries. Chickadee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Unlike huts, shacks are constructed by hand using available materials. However, whereas huts are usually rural and made of natural materials, mud, rocks, sticks, etc., shacks are generally composed of scavenged, man-made materials like abandoned construction debris, repurposed consumer waste, and other useful discarded objects. Ooh! Why is that water? I didn't even... Holy shit. Okay. Alright, so they are shanties if they are constructed from available man-made materials. That's an interesting distinction. Alright, we're not going to keep following the wall into the water, so let's time to explore some apartment building skeletons, I guess. And last time when we were in Olympia, we found a giant slab where the beacon had been erected, so presumably Bellevue will also have somewhere in the city where the beacon used to stand. I don't know if that's what Tria was looking for or not. Right, metal girders as roof as opposed to, yeah, like sheet metal and plastic and construction siding, that sort of thing. Let's see. We're moving a little slower now because we're tired, but one of the plus sides of searching at night in this game, there it is that it makes it easy to see shinies. And if you're not at risk of being mauled by a bear, then you can kind of wander around freely. Alright, what are the tags going to be on this sucker? Another one from the cultist. The person John St. Pierre wanted me to meet was called Peyton Andrewson, and before I met him, John St. Pierre told me not to look in his eyes and not to say anything about what he called our extracurriculars. He was a lot nicer than John St. Pierre made him sound. I guess he's in charge of the movement? He's from Houston, and his accent is strange. He said he doesn't get to visit Bellevue often, but he wishes he could. There was someone else there, too, a woman called Dr. Bishop, who John St. Pierre said was a scientist. I saw her at a couple of the meetings, but she was always standing in the back of the room or talking to Yates and Rothschild in hushed voices, so I never met her before. She wasn't very nice to me, but I don't think it was because she didn't like me. Later on, John St. Pierre told me to wait while he went to talk to Mr. Andrewson and the doctor. It was uncomfortable because I could hear them muffled through the walls, and sometimes Mr. Andrewson got mad at John St. Pierre, and I could hear that too. When John St. Pierre came out, he was angry, and he would hardly even talk to me. We left right after. He was really rough that night, and I didn't like it. So this person who's writing this seems to have a relationship with this John St. Pierre. Alright, yeah, you know what, let's try a little nighttime exploration. The cities are creepy at night, but not okay, we're going south. Alright. The cities are creepy at night, but not dangerous, really? But we'll want to stay within the walls. And that's the trick, like I think those are the walls, so actually maybe we want to be going in this direction. Check out those towers. Yeah, I had to up the game to a higher resolution so I could read some of the tinier handwriting, but it is unfortunately making the game skip a little more. Oh, and there's another one, twofer. I think Rulin is getting jealous of me because John St. Pierre pays attention to me. She gets mad for the dumbest reasons, like yesterday she wouldn't talk to me for 3 hours because he asked me to stay after the meeting a little and talk to him and Dr. Bishop. After she finally did talk to me, she said she would tell my parents if she thought it was going too far, whatever that means. Anyway, I found out why Dr. Bishop is always talking to the people in charge, and it's because she maybe found a way to destroy the beacons. Oh! Well, I guess she talks to scientists all over the world, and they found it together, but it's just so cool that I know someone who's going to be historic. How old is this author? Cripes. I guess we're going to find out how the beacons fell. Oh, that's weird. I thought I saw a second one over here. Maybe it's just a flicker. Oh, mushrooms, mushrooms, mushrooms. Can I get out this way? Yes, good. Okay, I don't see anything here. Okay, so I'm getting turned around. I might actually start relying on the sparklies again. Oh, there's the one I spotted. Just because scouring the city in order is going to be tricky. Oh, this one's on the Lux. Who is Killer? What the fuck? What the fuck? Her eyes will flutter open, and I will smile as shock registers in the crinkling of her brow and the parting of her lips. She will attempt to rise, but fail as she detects the bindings at her wrists and ankles, recognizes where she is. Her eyes will widen, her pupils will dilate, her face will flush, and the finely trained muscles of her arms and shoulders will tense. Goosebumps will rise on her moistening flesh. I have been here before, but she has not, and she will not be aware of the predictability of her responses. After a moment, she will realize that she has not been gagged. She might scream or she might vomit, but that isn't especially relevant. There will be no one but myself to bear witness. I will wait until she is finished. If she vomits, eventually she will empty herself. Screaming will wear on her throat, make it hoarse. It will ebb and she will find herself tear-streaked, staring at me, her bottle-green eyes standing out against their inflamed rims. I will be sitting on a teak stool, one arm resting on a matte black table, blemished with paint and glaze and clay. I will stand and take 2 measured steps toward the industrial-grade kiln she lies within. Ooh, I think this is about to get even more graphic. Just as a heads up, she will be near silent. I will take this brief moment of relative peace to examine her features up close for the first time. She will be more aesthetically pleasing than I thought, though hers truly is an inner light. Fear will hardly dim her at all, merely age her a bit. Is graphic though. Text can absolutely be graphic. It paints mind images. It suits her nicely and reinforces the necessity of my actions. She will be the perfection I perceived the first time I read her words on the pages of the Daily just 2 months ago. Do you have any idea how lovely you are, Olivia? She will recoil, or try to, in the limited space she occupies. I will withdraw the hand I was extending to caress her clammy skin, and a sadness will tug at the corners of my mouth. Her eyes will narrow as she is emboldened by my hesitation. She will speak. Who are you? Where the fuck am I? My name is Cassandra, but that isn't particularly important. Tonight is for you, the final night of your tormented immortality. I only regret that I didn't find you sooner. She will cry out for help, plead with me to let her go, but it won't change anything. She will shout out again in the feeble hope that someone might hear and come to her aid. My fingers will curl into a fist, fingernails digging hot pink crescents into my skin as I remind myself that she is ignorant. She doesn't know that I am the one who is rescuing her. No one can hear you, Olivia. Why do you think I chose this place? I will lean forward, locking my eyes with her wet, pink-rimmed ones. My grandmother left it to me when she died. Her private studio. It's just you and me here. What are you... Cassandra. I know you, don't I? She will work at the bindings on her wrists, but I won't stop her. She won't free herself in time. She will pause as recognition momentarily replaces the confusion in her eyes. Yeah, Cassandra Butler. You're an art student, aren't you? You did that mural in Savory How. Shut up. I told you I'm not important. My voice will chill in my mouth and I will resist the urge to strike her. That isn't the plan. I'm sorry. That was rude. My features will soften, and I will remind myself why she was chosen. Well, that's great. With that lovely bedtime story, we need to sleep a little bit because we are tired. Not this the world, nor these the universes, they the universes, purport and end, ever the permanent life of life, Eidolons, Eidolons. Feeling pretty hungry, yeah. Let's see. Oh, our food's going bad already. Toss, toss. Eat the blueberries. I love blueberries. Okay. You know what I'm actually going to do? I feel like most of the cultist papers are going to be within the city. Because they tend to be found wherever they physically took place. And if the cultists were planning to destroy the beacon, presumably they did all of that within Bellevue. Oh, getting up this is going to be a little tricky. Ooh, this is steep. Maybe I can't. Okay, we're going to go around. Oh, maybe I can't. Cripes, okay. This is an extremely steep hill. Of course, it's on the opposite side. Okay, I might not be able to tack this. I'm gonna no, it's not gonna let me. Okay. Walking around it, it is. I do appreciate the Pacific Northwest realism in that it is fucking raining constantly in this game. It was even raining and snowing at one point. Am I supposed to get up this hill? Oh, wait, no, that's not what I wanted. Okay, we're going south. Okay. There we go, that's a little easier. John St. Pierre said he's going to take me to meet someone special tomorrow. Just me, not anyone else, including that Miss Levine. He said that I'm the future of the movement, and that he was going to show me all of the plans. He said that I was ready. Well, Rue might have been right about me and John St. Pierre, because I did go to his bedroom after. He told me that I would be rewarded in heaven for the work I'm doing down here. He told me a lot of things like that, and a lot of things I don't remember. Because Nuveen does funny things to my head. Whatever, who cares if Rue was right or not? John St. Pierre doesn't trust her, and he does trust me. Cripes. I wonder if the last piece of the cultist information is going to be where the beacon is, or was. This is some of the grimmest lore I picked up in the world yet. Yay, grim. Yay, sleep. Yay, grim. Oh, there's a bunch of lore here. Okay, well, we'll start here. Abyss. That's new. Yates told me to grow up, which was more than a little rude if you ask me. I'm just trying to look out for the movement. I don't want anything to go wrong, and I know that John St. Pierre doesn't either. The Abyss was my only consolation when I got home. Well, maybe not the only one. Rue's Nuveen didn't hurt. Am I reading that right? Nuveen doesn't feel like, maybe it's just something I haven't come across yet. Anyway, I read one of her speeches again, and it just made me more sure that she is all but divine herself. The devil will try to tempt us. The devil will try to lure and snare us with promises that God won't make, and for good reason. What we used to believe to be sins are nothing compared to what we face now, what we face instead of our mortality. Only God should know infinity, because only God is wise enough to know it. Let those who would stand in the Lord's place know the Lord's power. Let those who would claim his wisdom feel his righteousness. We are not meant to know that which he knows. I swear I saw a second shiny just a hot second ago. Where did it go? There it is. Trying to walk and drink at the same time. There was another meeting today. This one was longer, and it was in John St. Pierre's basement. Everyone was there, plus a new woman I didn't recognize. Okay, these are out of order. Her name was Miss Levine, though I didn't know if Miss was her first name or just what people called her. I don't trust her, though. John St. Pierre really liked her and took her around to meet everyone. Her hand was too warm when I shook it. Rue said I was just jealous because she thinks I love John St. Pierre. Well, whether I do or I don't isn't important if there is someone infiltrating the meetings. I'll need to take this to Yates. He's the only one John St. Pierre listens to, anyway. Okay, there's a little bit of food around here. That's good. Yeah, I'm gonna have to jump right here. Oh, nope. Just past it. Oh, yeah, there it is. Went right past it. The abbess was on a talk show last night, and she talked about what salvation means, and I brought it up to John St. Pierre, and he said I should lead a meeting for the movement and talk about her teachings. He just said he needs to talk to Yates and Rothschild and make sure it will work, but I've already started planning it out, and I know it's going to be great. I will make the abbess proud. On a less happy note, I had almost forgotten about that Miss Levine woman until she showed up at another meeting and started clinging to John St. Pierre again. She obviously doesn't know much, or she would know that he's not available. I think he loves me. I really think he does. Oof. To be fair, this is how a lot of real-world cults tend to work. Be inside the building. I don't know if I can get to it from in here. Oh, there's one up on that goddamn hill. Okay. Alright. This is a little tricky. Okay. Oh, maybe there isn't one in here. Why is it up the hill so far? Oh. God, all the food gets rotten so fast. I'm already out of mushrooms, or almost out of mushrooms again. Oh, is it in here? Where? Oh, it's up in that corner. God damn it. Okay. Hopefully I can get up there without slipping. Yes, good. Even though I'm grounded, God, how old is this person? John St. Pierre still found a way to contact me. He told me I don't have to do what they say because I'm too smart and mature for them to be treating me like a child, and he's right. He told me I can come to his house and stay there as long as I want, and so I think I'm going to sneak out tomorrow night. Rue keeps trying to talk to me, but I'll never talk to her again. John St. Pierre said that she stopped going to the meetings. I should have known she didn't really believe. I haven't had any new vin in 3 days, and, well, John St. Pierre will have some tomorrow night. I know he'll give me some because he says he thinks I'm even more beautiful when I'm high. Okay, it is some kind of drug. He says he thinks he can talk to God when he's high. Okay, so there's one up that way, but there was one over here. I'm going to see if I can get that without falling off the hillside. It might be easier said than done. Oh, it's flat up here. Good. Oh, is there two? I think that's a skull. Oh, blueberries, blueberries, blueberries. All the food I can get. Oh, this is from the killer again. Number 5. What was the last one? 1. Great. I will return in the morning with a sizable cardboard box of supplies. Hand broom and dustpan, restaurant-grade food processor. A canvas, a palette, and my paintbrushes and pigments. The ones in the studio are too old to use, and I can't leave mine there for fear of the place being found. I will make certain the kiln has finished firing, and I will open it to reveal her blackened remains. The whole place will smell like burnt meat. I will remember my bewilderment from the first time, when I discovered that human remains mostly retain their shape following cremation. I will hesitate but a moment, wondering what it feels like to be saved. The hand broom and dustpan will not be enough to hold all of her, nor will the food processor. Clearly you didn't have your kiln fired up enough. This person didn't watch any Ask a Mortician. It will be a slow process, but I am well aware that most great art takes time. I will take care when sweeping her remains into the dustpan not to spill her on the floor. The grinding might be messy, and it will certainly be loud. It will take trial and error to determine the correct amount of water to mix in, and I will lament not practicing this part the first time. When I do get it right, I will set up my easel and begin mixing the pigments with the ash on my palette, and then I will begin to paint. The first few strokes will be ungainly, an injustice to her memory forever imprinted on the canvas, but I will reassure myself that the next one will be immaculate. I will be meticulous in shaping Olivia's features, capturing the gentle arch of her brows and the indolent curve of her small mouth. I will take particular care in shaping her eyes, imagining them as they were without fear. When it comes time to mix the pigment for her irises, I will find myrtle green missing from my box. I will ransack the cupboards, knowing quite well that I will find nothing closer than hooker's green on their shelves, and even that will be dried out and all but useless. I might allow the empty rage to take me momentarily, might kick a table leg until my toes bleed, or pitch the traitor pigments across the room, but eventually I will resign myself to inadequacy. I will finish the painting and tidy the room, washing the food processor, paintbrushes, and palette off in the great plastic tub that serves as a sink, and returning each item neatly to the cardboard box. As I leave, my eyes will slide over the walls and floor, lingering even after the lights have been shut off. When I return home, I will bleach the food processor and tuck it away in a cabinet in the kitchen. I will lay the hand broom and dustpan on the floor of the utility closet and organize the paintbrushes into a drawer by size and function. I will balance the canvas gingerly on the ledge in front of my television and study it for more than an hour, tracing the careful lines with my eyes. My only regret will be that I left my myrtle green pigment at home and couldn't mix the perfect bottle green. When they take my statement, what will I say? My work transcends mercy. Ugh. What else have we got around here? It's over this way. Actually, was there one? I thought I saw something sparkle up here. Let me just check. Be nice to find something that isn't cultists and homicidal maniacs lying around here. Bellevue's just a cheery old place, isn't it? Oh, fancy that. Suspect this is going to be the killer again. Yeah. Fate must have lent itself to me, as I'm not often found reading the daily, but I picked it up in between classes so something other than my growing hunger might accompany me on the bus ride home. It's usually esoteric garbage punctuated by mildly interesting articles on popular science, but one editorial stood out. The voice was fluid and leisurely, and above all, honest. It read like prose poetry, and had it spoken on the subject of sewage treatment, I would have been equally enthralled. It was actually about literacy rates in the Brasilia shanty towns, a topic I cared very little about until I read the name printed in byline italics beneath the title. Olivia Ribeiro. Certainty was not instant as it had been the first time. Perfection requires more vetting than mediocrity. Thankfully, Olivia had made herself something of a public figure on campus. A simple rifle through back issues of the Daily revealed in her a warmth of character that I had known only once before. Her previous editorials were similarly altruistic in nature to the first I had read, and I could track the development of her prose through time. Her passion for language was likely the first nail in her coffin. The second was how she used it. Elise would have been a journalist too. I watched her for weeks to be sure, but in hindsight I am certain of the moment I knew. It was nearly a... Did I hear wolves barking? Are there wolves in this game? Please don't let there be wolves. It was nearly a fortnight after I discovered the first article, and I was trailing her home from the gym she visited daily. An inky dusk had settled over us, obscuring my already shadowed form from view. The swollen air was somehow soothing, allowing me to all but forget the hollow pang in my gut, and actually bother to worry about an unfinished painting due the following day. I let my mind idle, and had it not been for an angry driver honking at my negligence as I jaywalked to keep up with my target, I might not have witnessed that moment that truly transcended time. A prunish homeless man huddled next to the stoop of her building, which by then I was fairly familiar with. I hadn't seen him there before, surrounded as he was with the detritus of his meager life. It would have been difficult to overlook. She was about to pass him by when a calloused hand reached out from beneath his pile of soiled blankets, grasping at nothing, and a windy groan escaped him. She paused. It was after she fished the loose change from her pockets and deposited it in the dog bowl next to his heaping nest that I saw it. She bent down before the man, grasping his weary hand in her own, and became Elise. My sister's features gleamed through Olivia's skin, and the light from a spring day that lives vividly in my memory cast them both in silhouette. It lasted mere moments, but I still see it every time I blink. It seems insane to think I waited so long after witnessing such a sign. It should have been so obvious. Oof. I really hope there aren't wolves, and that if there are, I'm not about to run into any of them. Here's a sparkle. I don't know if it's the one I'm heading. That's what I'm getting now. These blueberry bushes, I should be walking through them. Yes. Look at me scavenging even in the dark. Oh, yeah. Okay, I literally saw that a hot second ago. Where did it go? Let's eat some food. There it is. I hate Rulin, I really do. I didn't think I'd ever say it, but what she did, I can never forgive her for it. My parents won't ever let me see John St. Pierre or Yeats or Dr. Bishop ever again, and all because John St. Pierre likes me more than her. She says she worried about me, but I know that she's only jealous. Now I will never get to lead a meeting, and I will never get to share the abbess's words with everyone. I just have to remember what she said. The devil works close to the heart. His influence is greatest where you think it could never exist at all. Do not let him blind you. Do not let him strike you down. God's love will drive him from the shadows and illuminate his deceit. Feeling sorry for this Rue person. She clearly tried her best to help her friend. Me starting this stream. Let's see if we can find an artifact in Bellevue and then work our way to Seattle. Me now. Oh, we're in deep with the cultists and the murderous stalkers. Not what I was expecting, I will admit. No, I think I see it. Oh, that's new. Volume 1, May 2058. Megahertz. Oh, there's that MHC. Anders Lim. Oh, it's a whole ass comic. Okay, so MHC was like a zine comic that this guy did. Stitches in a hand. What looks like an open wound. A man with an oxygen tube up his nose. A guy with a cold compress on his head. A graveyard. A church in its ruins. Your monthly dose of hurt. A memento mori for the pain-free generation. Remember, you are human. Ooh. More of those in the city? They're slightly less morbid than the other things we've been watching. You're reading, rather. Jamie, The Fall. August 25th. What was the last one? The 26th? Yeah. August 25th, 2110. The faithful came again while I slept, and there is word that Philadelphia has gone dark. The whole corridor is silent now. The people here have been raving for weeks now, and no matter what the police do, the panic gets worse. Guidebooks done nothing but overcrowd the next city to go. I've been sent over to Bellevue to stop some that was set on fire last night, and there are crowds outside the Reach complex throwing anything they can get their hands on. Actually, rather than the fall, because the fall might be in other cities, but Jamie is probably stuck around Bellevue. Actually, no, I want to find more MHC first. Hang on. Give me zines. I'm gonna have to leave the city soon to find food, because I'm down to just, unless I manage to stumble across a few more berry bushes. Don't fall off the hill, don't fall off the hill unless I need to. Why is this city of so many sheer hills? Straight ahead it is. Hope I'm not about to land in the water again. I still don't know what Tria and Eldrin were looking for. It was technically graphic content, yes. Literally. Alright, we're going in the right direction. Sit on the other side of the wall. Fucking A. Okay. Oh, we're kind of near an opening. You know what? Let's go for... Let's hope it doesn't take too far outside the city limits. Okay. Come on. Well, it looks like... Oh, come on. June 3rd, 2070. Oh, so this is way before the other ones. Been walking outside the walls some lately. It's shitty out here, but in a way it's nice. Feels like I'm closer to real people. I've talked up death a lot, and pain, but I haven't really seen it. These people, though, they've seen it. I'm seeing little bits, here and there. MHZ has escalated a lot, but I'm not really so connected to it anymore. When I look back at those early prints, it brings me back, but I also see a lot of bullshit. It's prettier now, but I think the bullshit factor is more extreme. I don't know. I'm not a kid anymore, though. No excuses. Where would Tria's stuff take me? Is it back over the wall? Okay, let's see if we can find it. I'm really curious about what they were looking for. Oh. That is not in the same direction, but I'm getting it anyway. June 26, 2070. In the exterior today, I saw "For Sale" written in faded paint on an old car. Don't know if it was because of the fight I had with Rick or what, but that car triggered me. I knocked on the doors of nearby shanties until I found the owner, and lucky me, it was still up for sale. And I could afford it, easy. Not sure that's how you use the word triggered, but... Went back home with the mission, sold Rick the majority share of MHZ, packed up as much stuff as would fit in my backpack, satchel, and pockets, and left Bellevue, hopefully for good. I'm writing this in my spankin' new, though a bit mossy, sedan. Tria over here. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, if I could, because if I want to find the road going north, so I can swing around to Seattle. Deer, 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 deer. I think I'm too far to hit it. Yeah. Hey deer, hey deer, hey deer. Ah, shit. God, they're so fast, and it's hard to sneak up on anything in this game. Oh, yeah, no, there it goes. Fuck. I'm still going the right direction, at least. Oh, my food is going wrong. Come on. There we go. It doesn't take me out of the city. They always give them to me in the order of proximity. Encoding overloaded. Consider turning down. Oh, that's not good. If it does that again, I'm going to adjust my resolution. Ah, fuck, it saw me. Still don't know what cide is. Maybe that's what the beacons are made out of. Maybe it was exposed when the earthquake happened. Still trying to piece that together. Okay, I'm getting close to the city limits. If I don't find this soon, I'm turning around. I'm looking elsewhere. Which direction am I even going in? I'm going west. No, okay. It's taking me away from the city. Yeah, you should be asleep, Alero. What the heck? Hello? You were completely zonked at the end of your stream. I hope you slept since then. Yeah, so we found the ruins of Bellevue, Washington. You could see just a little bit of them from here. There's quite a few. And while exploring the ruins, we found a bunch of writings from, a cultist who appears to have been a teenager, possibly a girl who was suckered in by the leader of or one of the leaders of the cults who was using her for sex and drugs. And apparently they planned to destroy the beacons that were keeping everybody in the cities healthy and immortal. And we also started finding the writings of I don't know if she's a serial killer, she's definitely a killer. She kidnapped a journalist, burned her alive in a kiln, and painted a canvas with her ashes. So this game got dark super quick. I was just finding Bellevue, and I'm like, oh yeah, we've got a map. We can make our way up and around and over to Seattle. But given the kind of shit, yeah, the beacons were, and we did find a piece of writing, another piece of writing from Tria that mentions something called Cedarite, and I think that might be. Once Cedarite was discovered, it became one of the most prosperous cities in the country long before any beacons were erected. So I think the beacons might be made from Cedarite, but I'm not sure. This is the first time I've seen anything mentioning it. Oh, maybe that's in the city. I was trying to find the next entry from Tria, but it was leading me outside the city, and I want to stay in there and find as much lore as I can within it. So I was just about to turn around and see if I can, because when we went to Olympia earlier, we were able to find this giant slab in the center of the city where the beacon once stood. We found a picture, an old picture that showed the same location with the beacon in place, and the area still glowed green. If Bellevue apparently fell after Olympia fell, so I suspect that the glow of its beacon would also still be visible, but the city is so huge that I have been traveling through it for 2 nights now, and I haven't seen any beacon glow either night. So there's certainly a lot to find here. There was talk of, we're also finding bits from a guy named Jamie who might have been in the military, who was talking about when the beacon went down, people panicked and were trying to escape the city, and apparently the government sealed all the walls and started ordering the citizens to be basically executed, shot on sight. So Bellevue's grim, man. Everything we found in Bellevue has been extremely grim. So yeah, enjoy this before bed. Yes, extremely uplifting. Also, I think I heard wolf howls at night. I haven't actually seen any wolves, and I hope it stays that way. I did come across another bear and managed to keep my distance enough that I did not get mauled a second time. Thankfully, lore pieces can be picked up by shooting them with arrows. So I just got as close as I needed to be in arrow range, and I managed to shoot it without notifying the bear, thankfully. Okay, my encoding keeps getting overloaded, so I'm... Ooh. What the fuck is out there? Hang on, I'm gonna... It's a bit of a pain. I turned down the resolution, but that also makes the lore harder to read, but I guess I don't really have a choice. It's that or the stream keeps screwing up. I don't want to leave the city to find any lore, though, and I can't tell if that little island is part of Bellevue or... Oh, it's okay, hang on, it's at the end of the bridge. I can just go get that. Yeah, all this... I was lucky in that all the other city ruins I've been in, there hasn't really been any food. Oh, I'm still getting encoding overloads. Well, I guess I'm just living with it. But in Bellevue, there's been occasional blueberry bushes and mushrooms, which is good because otherwise I would have had to leave the city ages ago to get more food. Because there's not much of anything around here. Which direction am I going in? Okay, I'm going west. Was there any kind of bridge to the west? I mean, there's also, like, Seattle being an island here. I looked up a current map of the Bellevue and Seattle area, and this was like a full strip of land. So clearly this game is taking place so far in the future that parts of land that we know today are currently underwater. As far as this map is concerned, we're up here in this corner, so we're not... Nowhere we are is visible on this map, and same for this one. Alright, let's get this sparkly and hope that there are no bears on this island. And hopefully no wolves, if those are even a thing. Or cougars. I wouldn't want to run into any cougars either. Honestly, out of all the wildlife in the area, because I also live in the Pacific Northwest, we tend to have the most trouble with cougars. Cougars and deer, ironically. Deer fuck up the city more than anything else. They destroy gardens, and because they're the type of deer we have, I believe, are a foreign species that were introduced by European colonialists because they wanted to fucking hunt them. So they don't have any real natural predators around here for the most part. Every year we get bucks in the rutting season that are just going around like attacking cars, and just, it's a mess. This is new. Tagged Cernunnos, like the Celtic Cernunnos? That's interesting. The Sanctuary, the Memorial, August 14th, 2075. Hang on, when was the fall? Okay, 2110 was the fall, so this is taking place well before then. This time around, we got a skeleton crew, just Rez, Nicole, and I. Even Thon Lamb didn't want to join us. Here's what we did. We freaking broke into the Mercer Sanctuary. Best part is, we made it back without being shot. Okay, let's go back to the beginning on this one. Nicole had the idea first. She wanted to see what the sanctuary was really like. You live so long outside a gate, you gotta know what's behind it. We went over to the 90 span and just stared at the bridge for a little bit. There are 2 checkpoints on either end, a few guards, and a gate on our side. So whenever you pick up a piece of lore in this game, it tends to be physically located where the thing that is written about took place. So we are probably standing at the end of the bridge that is mentioned here. Rez had this idea, though, to go under where the Enetai parking lot is and crawl along the cables that bring power to Mercer. It took us a bit to get across, but the thrill of looking down at the fall kept us going. We dropped off at Barnaby Point where the old pier was and had to run to the tree line before patrols noticed us. First thing I noticed was how short all the buildings are. Everything in Central is 50 stories, easy. The mall towers are over 100. But here, everything was 1 or 2. We saw a couple taller than that, but not many. There were some memories, too, of when we lived in Old Bellevue, a house with a driveway and a yard. There was so much green space here that it had me paralyzed. Rez and Nicole urged me on, though. We've all heard stories of the patrols here. We didn't go too far south, but we saw plenty of the houses and streets along 90. We took a rest up at Aubrey Davis Park, ran through the green space like it was the set of a pre-Quake movie. The best part of this whole trip, though, was the memorial. Just west of the park, there's this last stretch of 90 that clears the sanctuary and juts out over the empty lake. Back before the beacons, a memorial was built on the end of it. The whole edge of it was reinforced, and the statue was put up. My parents remember coming here before everything, but I was too young. It stopped the 3 of us in our place. Remember your history books, kids. Everything used to be so much worse. Oh, now I want to see if I can find that statue. Don't have to deal with deer much here. Yeah, they're quite a nuisance here. But as far as predators go, cougars are the ones that tend to go into the cities, and sometimes they get a little close to the schools. And then obviously all the kids have to do lockdown while animal control comes in and relocates the thing. Ever the mutable, ever materials, changing, crumbling, recohering. Ever the ateliers, the factories divine, issuing eidolons. Feeling very hungry, yes, so. It's the last of the mushrooms. We're into the cooked fish. I hope I can get some food soon. So, okay, if this is an island, I actually don't mind exploring it a little bit because I just want to be able to find my way back to the city. I can't even fucking see the bridge. The fog is so fucking thick. Let's see if we can find more about this Cernunnos. Where's my compass? Okay, we're going north. What the fuck? Wall. Oh, there's cars out here too. Looks like a giant mound in the middle. Like a burial mound. This music is creepy as fuck. I prefer not to go plunging into the abyss. I feel like this is going to plunge me into the abyss. We're not going this way. We're going back to the city. If I could find where the road is. Okay, yes, there's the bridge. Can't even really see the towers in this fog. Okay, so if Cernunnos is going to take us across the void, let's keep following the cultists. This way. I'm positive those entries are going to lead us to the beacon already. I strongly suspect this John St. Pierre dude is planning to sacrifice the author in order to bring the beacon down. It's kind of giving those vibes. Making the author think they're so important to the mission even though they're just a teen who got grounded by their parents. Saying that they'll have a place in heaven. Oh, did I pass it? The more I read about the abbess, the more dedicated I become to her cause. She is the true prophet, unlike those demon freaks who spout falsehoods and try to sway people toward the beacons. How can people glowing be natural? How can people allow themselves to become so infatuated, so obsessed, that they turn away from God in favor of those imposters? That sentence is dripping in irony. The abbess isn't like them. She is the embodiment of strength and virtue in a world almost devoid of both. People don't need strength of body or character when they let their backbones atrophy, supported instead by those glowing stones. I can only rest easy when I remember that John St. Pierre has a plan. I keep wanting to punch John St. Pierre in the face. I'm not the child I used to be. I know how serious this is. This isn't death tourism, pain games, or any of that crap Rulin and I used to play around with. These are our own lives and our eternal souls. John St. Pierre knows that, and he will guide us into the light. In the words of the true prophet, we must be vigilant. Satan's power lies in his ability to offer us what we want at a cost we don't realize is too high until it's too late. The price we pay for immortality? Without death, how can we commune with God? How can we bask in his eternal glow when we turn our worship to the glow of a false idol? The price for immortality is far too high. Her wisdom and eloquence must truly be grace. John St. Pierre says she has a blemish where the Lord touched her. I say if it's from the Lord, it couldn't possibly be a blemish. Sunday streams of Poiple. Welcome to our Sunday sermons. Disclaimer, I do not endorse absolutely any of the views presented in this game. Yeah, this was, when I said this was going to be an ASMR stream, this is not what I had in mind. Holy shit. I was expecting more historian styles. I mean, I guess to a degree this is historian style stuff, but whew. This is absolutely what it is now. What the hell? No changing it. I'm like, I just wanted to find out what tree I was looking for. I still have no idea what it is or where to find it. Boop, boop, boop. And I keep having my encoding overload. This computer does not like this game. Or OBS encoding specifically doesn't like this game, I suppose. Sag ASMR. For a certain definition, sure. Whoa. That's a lot of buildings. Yeah, we still haven't even really, found the downtown, I'm pretty sure. I'm hoping these letters specifically will at least get me there. And then hopefully I can find other types of lore. I am absolutely not following the killer's notes on purpose. That's just... I'd be happy not finding the rest of those. I'm very mildly curious about what happened to her sister, but not enough to actively seek them out. God, I keep thinking I see mushrooms, but they are just skulls. Why can't I live off century-old bone marrow? It would be so helpful. Holy shit, this just goes on forever. Okay, this way. Music's getting a little interesting. Am I still going the right way? Yep. Good thing I can apparently just, well, usually I could just walk through the structures. There we go. You're edible. Oh. Wait, why am I on the fishing rod? This better not be taking me out of the city limits. I can't imagine that would take me too far. Like, if the plan of the cultists was to destroy the beacon, I mean, on the plus side, being further outside the city means I have more chance for food. Are you food? Yeah, blueberries, yeah. Ooh. Didn't like that. Oh, feeling pretty hungry. Eating would be a good idea, yes. That's not eating. Okay, that's better. Now can I get out from behind this tree? I'm stuck. There we go. That's better. You look like a blueberry bush. Yeah. 13 blueberries. You make me fall down the goddamn hill and now you're making me climb back up it? These sparklies need better routing procedures. Ooh, clipping through the hill. Mushroom or skull? Skull. No, swing way over here. Man, this one's a hike. Yes, get food. Feed yourself. Enjoy your meal of the day, which I'm assuming is breakfast, but may not be. What do I know? Was that tinder? Nope, mushrooms. I'll take it anyway. How far does the city go? This isn't to scale, is it? Like, holy shit. Although, I guess even if they were trying to go for some realistic scale, the cities became built around how far the beacons extended, so I still don't know what the radius of the beacons were, so that could have influenced things to a degree. Oh, blueberries, blueberries, blueberries. Yeah. Even in the creepy areas like this, the scenery of this game is just... Ugh. Sometimes it gives me vibes from Journey, this sort of exploring a desolate, lost civilization. But Eidolon manages to be even more depressing. Good thing nobody lost any of their pieces of paper, like on an elevator while it was at the top of one of these things, or I would never fucking get it. Nope, blueberries, blueberries, blueberries. birds don't seem to care. So it's the middle of the night. Why are you singing? Oh, did I pass it? Cripes, the city goes on forever. Oh, okay, I think it's in this build. Oh, there it is. I did pass it. Oh, there's 2 in here. Let's get this one first. Oh, I forgot to mention to French Toast, I do have a lurk command now. It is about as nerdy as you can. Oh, my space caps is still on. It's about as nerdy as you expected. Mr. Andrewson was back at the meeting tonight. He led it instead of John St. Pierre or Rothschild. His voice was like warm syrup, and I nearly fell asleep. Meetings are strange without Rulin. We would always whisper back and forth, and sometimes she was so funny about the things John St. Pierre would say that we had to hold our breath to keep from laughing. Yates told me that she and my parents all went to the police, but even she never knew where John St. Pierre lived, because he told me not to tell her. John St. Pierre sent me a message that said he had another surprise for me tonight. He called me Missy, which was new and strange, but I liked that he gave me a nickname. Missy, like Miss Levine, which you were complaining about before, Missy. Also, I guess this confirms that the author is, if not female, probably at least femme-presenting. Oh, we got a new follower. Thank you very much. I apologize for how depressing this game is right now. We are investigating an apocalypse, or several apocalypses. So far we have determined that there was a great earthquake in 2031, and we are suspecting that that earthquake caused the discovery of a mineral called cide. Oh, you've played it, so okay, so you know the backstory. All right. Yeah, no, this is my first time reaching Bellevue in this game. Oh, and we got a new bit. Yay, welcome in. Here, let me just, I wish the sound kind of kept going. Okay, I'm going to turn off. I wish the sound kept going when you switched away from the game. That's, there is, to be fair, there's a lot of story. There are multiple stories going on, so knowing which story would be impressive, actually, to be perfectly honest. Oh, no games for either. Well, welcome in regardless. So yeah, I just discovered Bellevue for the first time in this game, and all the papers we've been picking up have been from Jamie, who appeared to be a member of the military, which was ordered to seal the city and shoot all citizens on sight when the city's beacon fell, which was great. And these papers from a cultist who was apparently a teenage girl who was groomed and lured in by an adult man to join a cult whose plot was to destroy the beacon in the first place, which apparently led to the fall. And we've also been finding writings from I don't know if they're a serial killer. They are definitely a killer who kidnapped a journalist, burned her alive in a kiln, and made a painting out of her ashes. So Bellevue's been cheerful. Yeah, we found quite a few stories so far since we found... Oh, hang on, I gotta eat something so I don't starve. Let's eat our blackberries before they go bad. I discovered, it took me like 5 hours of playing this game to realize the tags that are attached to these bits of lore, if you click them, you get a green sparkly, and that leads you in the direction of the next piece of that lore. So we've been, so far I'm very based, thank you. Also, I could afford Transistor and not Hades, it was on sale first. But the cultists, because the cult was based in Bellevue and focused on destroying Bellevue's beacon, I wanted to try to find as much lore within Bellevue as possible, so I'm following these bits of lore right now since I suspect they would have stayed within the city. And the bits of lore seem to be geographically located where the things that they were talking about happened, for the most part. So what's this latest we picked? We're on 40 pages of lore already. I wonder what my parents are doing right now. They probably called the police, but I don't think they will find me here. Jean St. Pierre says that he is underground and they don't know where he lives. He's too important to the movement for the police to know where he lives. I don't know how he does it, though. He says he can't tell. I'm so excited to go to the next meeting. I've missed everyone so much. John St. Pierre says they missed me, too. He had a very special kind of Nuveen for me this time. From previous entries, we have learned that Nuveen is some kind of drug. So he is he's entrapping this teenage girl with sex and drugs and promises of love and religious redemption. So that's great. Animal Research Facility, was that where the glowing crystals were? I did find the glowing crystals with the giant animal skeletons, and there was mention of genetic modification. I only found 1 or 2 of the pieces of lore before leaving that area, though I was going to go back there later. Yeah, everything in this area has been extremely dark. He had a very special kind of Nuveen for me this time. He said it was extra potent, and that maybe I could talk to God if I was lucky. I didn't talk to God, but I did see the stars behind my eyes. Abbess Madalena was there, in the stars. Maybe it was heaven. Is this the cult? Actually, it's not a cult. I found it. Yeah, that is very much the vibes. There's also writing saying that when this girl first started attending the cult meetings, she had a friend named Rue who was attending with her, and it turns out Rue was just trying to keep an eye on her and trying to get her out of the cult. But the girl thought that Rue was just jealous of her relationship, quote, very strong, unquote, with John St. Pierre, and wound up absconding. We're not a cult, we're an organization that promotes peace and love, aka cult. Get me up this hill. Come on. Were those blueberry bushes? I need food. Blueberry bushes, yeah. I am appreciative that Bellevue has food actually still growing around. The Olympia did not have a lot of food sources. But granted, that was also mostly within the glow of the beacon, and I still have not found the residual glow of Bellevue's beacon. I have no idea how far away from it I am. The city has been absolutely massive so far. Absconding. Oh, there's our shiny. You know what? Fuck climbing. Here we go. My parents put a deadbolt on the door so I can't get out without their permission. I don't know if this means this is an earlier entry or if they got her again. I'm starting to worry about what the movement is doing without me. They must be planning to come rescue me. I hope none of them get hurt. Rothschild sent me a message saying she was glad I was okay, but that's all I've heard. They probably don't want anyone to find out what they're planning. My head has been feeling fuzzy since I woke up at the hospital. It's hard to fall asleep. The cat lives in my room with me, but I don't think it likes me. It keeps knocking over my stuff. Cat? That's a good question. Do the beacons affect animals? It hasn't said anything about that one way or the other. Oh, are you fucking kidding me? How do I get up there? Oh, yeah, night. Sorry, Alero, missed that. Have a good... You definitely rest up. You have a good one. How in the fuck? Okay, well, we're gonna have to do this one platform at a time. Ooh. How do I get up there? Do I have to get up to this platform from another building? Like, is there an ability to fly that I don't have yet? I don't jump a whole fucking story. Are you kidding me? How do I... There's got to be a way up there. Okay, this is taking me down. That's not helpful. Unless, like, I'm pretty sure my arrow won't reach it. Hang on, I've already lost sight of the thing. Big, high pillars, where'd it go? Shoot. Oh, there it is. Oh! That's... And I was joking earlier about nobody dropping any of these on a fucking elevator. I do not think my arrow goes that far. Oh, there's a whole bunch of them up in the air. What the shit? Why? Oh, okay, I guess my arrows do reach that far. Also, I'm hungry. White, short, circular building that glows in the dark. I think that was the town hall I found in Olympia. That was right behind where the beacon was, which was why it glowed. Now that I think about it, these aren't my walls. I keep wondering when they changed, but I can't place it. The cat keeps licking his tail and telling me to be thankful. I think that Nuveen was a little too strong for you, kid. I broke something yesterday, but I don't remember what. Sometimes it's really hard to remember. I know why I broke it, though. The cat told me that he saw John St. Pierre with the Miss Levine woman from before. He said he saw them in John St. Pierre's bed, and that the picture John St. Pierre kept of me on his nightstand was gone. That cat is a liar. John St. Pierre wouldn't do that. Because he loves me. He's coming to get me. Alright, well, can I shoot that one? That one feels like it's definitely too... Oh, wait, there's one. This building is just full of... The doctors say I can go home tomorrow. They also say I shouldn't use Nuveen again. But what really could happen? It's not like I'll die, and even if I did, then I would just be with God, which is a better fate than any of these doctors will have. The hospital is so boring, especially since there's hardly ever anyone here, but at least I have the abbess to keep me company. She's done 3 new sermons since I've been here, and they've all been wonderful. And I have the cat, which still just stays on the floor. I don't know if my parents are feeding it. Everyone ignores it, anyway. The hospital and my stupid parents still won't let John St. Pierre or anyone come visit me, except Rulin, but I still don't want to see her. Okay, that is so high up. I honestly... I mean, it reached the last one. Maybe I should... Oh, God. Okay, hang on. Oh, no, I can't see it. Nope. Holy jeez. See, and that's part of the problem. Like, I can't even... Alright, what if I try from the other side? Actually, I'll be higher up, too, which will probably help. The high ground is mine, Anakin. God, aiming is not my strength in this any game. Oh, the air cleared pretty quick. What the hell was that? Got it! I keep getting really scared when Rulin goes away, because the cat comes back, and the cat doesn't like me. He stares at me with his big orb eyes, and he tells me everything I don't know. He doesn't even leave if my parents come in, only when Rue is there. I try to forget about him, but I can feel him watching when I close my eyes. He says he wants me to stop eating and make Rue go away, but I don't think I should listen to him anymore. I asked my mom if I should listen to him, but she said I don't have a cat. I think I knew that. I've always been allergic. Hey, Brother Casper! We found Bellevue, or what's left of Bellevue, and we've been finding a lot of writings from a teenage girl who was entrapped in a cult, and took some very strong drugs, and we're now reading about her hallucinations in the hospital. Also found writings from a killer who kidnapped a journalist, burned her alive in a kiln, and then made a painting from her ashes. So Bellevue's been a trip. I swear there was a third piece of lore here. We're following the cultist routes right now. We also found more from Tria, who said she and Eldrin were... Oh yeah, we also found a zine. This is the MHZ that we found. We mentioned, we found Anders' letters mentioning MHZ. This is MHZ. But we found out that Tria and Eldrin were trying to find something in the ruins of Bellevue, and I don't know what, and I don't know where it is. Feels like LA, to be honest. Yeah, this is not the direction I was expecting the lore in the game to take. I will absolutely say that. Here's Tria's. So Eldon almost joined the military. He wants to get through the wall. Yeah, the evacuation, if you could call it that, was brutal. They locked off the gates. They locked all of the gates and shot people as they tried to flee the certain death that accompanied remaining in the damned city. The years have not been kind to the wall, but it was built well by necessity, and it still stands firm. I can only imagine what it must look like inside, the streets littered with piles and piles of bones. When Olympia's beacon fell, even if there had been any real government left to give guidance, there would have been no way to enforce it. Here, things were very different. I've had a lot of time to read about these things. Regardless, there still has to be a way in. What we are looking for is inside, and whether I agree with him or not, Eldon has his mind set that it is more important to retrieve it than to keep these ruins intact. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, absolutely. I can imagine if this is probably pretty late for you, so you go to bed, rest up. Thanks for popping your head in, though. And here, I'll give you a little shout out. There we go. Carry it. Oh yeah, I was gonna poke my head in on that, and but another friend was streaming at the same time. Unfortunately, I had to make choices. I'm sorry. So you rest up. Have a good night. Hopefully these creepy stories don't impact your sleep at all, because sure, I'm gonna have some strange dreams tonight. For affiliate, I appreciate that, but I don't want to give any money to Bezos whatsoever if I can avoid it. I am thinking of setting up stream loots. Oh, is that? Oh boy. I am thinking of setting up stream loots. I gotta look at what kind of cards I want to make and what I want to let you guys be able to torture me with. So we'll see. I might do that later. Okay. You know, if I got the other two, it must be reachable. Nope. A little to the left. Oh, do you? Perfect. Oh, I nailed it! Rulin has stopped coming by, which the cat says is for the best. I think the cat's right. I still haven't heard from anyone in the movement, so I guess their plans are taking longer than I thought. My parents must have put some other stuff in to keep them out. I keep hearing them whisper on the other side of my door, but they still only come inside to give me food. I don't know why they won't talk to me, but I'm glad for it right now. The cat thinks they are going to send me away. He thinks I should stop eating the food because that's why my head is fuzzy. Ugh. Alright, so... Oh, I don't know about this one. I love withdrawal kitten. Oh, wow, okay, this arrow is more reach than I thought. Rulin came to see me today. She said she was worried and that I needed to get better because she didn't have anyone else. I said maybe you should have thought of that before. Before what? She said she was sorry. She said she's glad she finally found me and that she's sorry I had to see all of that. And she always knew John St. Pierre was a bad person, but I don't know what she was talking about. The cat said that no one is coming to get me. I think I believe it. Arrow reaching more than Twitter. Okay, is that all the really tall ones? Oh, thank God. I suspect this building used to be a hospital, and that's why all those entries were here. So when she leaves, if she leaves the hospital, we'll probably move on to the next area. I woke up in the hospital with a tube in my throat, which is the most uncomfortable thing I've ever felt. Yeah, also these are out of order. My parents were there, and so was Rulin. No one from the movement was there, but they probably wouldn't let them in. I said I wouldn't talk to anyone until they made her leave. My parents were so mad, but I knew I wouldn't get in trouble because they had that look in their eyes. Like they would forgive anything, because at least I was alive. They brought me a cat, but it just sat in the corner of the floor and licked its tail. I think maybe I did talk to God. I'm not sure if I like what he said. Oh, was that all of it? Oh, that's all of it. So when I click cultists, it just takes me to other entries. So that means I have found everything in that segment of communication. So let's see what we can find out about the abbess. And then from there, maybe Jamie. Although if the abbess leads me out of the city, that went all over the place. I will switch to something else. The notes, yeah, presumably would be where her room was, which would make sense why those other ones were so high up. Oh, I'm exhausted because I haven't been sleeping. Wow, I haven't been resting at all. That's not good for my character. Let's just sleep on the hillside, why not? The ostent evanescent, the substance of an artist's mood or savant's studies long, or warriors, martyrs, heroes' toils, to fashion his Eidolon. It's very pretty. It's an extremely pretty game. Okay, oh man, food is getting to be rougher and rougher here in this area. Actually, I wonder if I could find more, because we found Anders' letters from outside Bellevue when he went to die. But he probably still has more inside the city. Well, it's roughly same direction, so let's keep going this way. Oh, there's a shiny. Yeah, traveling up during fog or at night is a really good way to get mauled by a bear, but since bears don't hang out in the cities, they can actually be very good for lure hunting because the shinies show up better at a distance. Elspeth, this is new. Haven't seen that tag before. I've been thinking a lot about what happened with the man in the bag after I calmed down a bit from the initial stress. I think maybe it was the right thing to do. The man had already decided to do what he did. It's possible that if we were able to revive him, he would have severe mental deterioration, chronic pain, who knows. Things with Boss have been all right, though maybe not the same. I definitely have more respect for the lady, which maybe more respect at this point is just fear. Haha. Things been getting bad in the city, though. Crime's gone up, people stealing from each other and such, making our jobs harder with all the beatings, murders, chaos. The Gov has put a curfew on civilians, trying to keep everything under control. It's not helping much, just more riots and arrests. They're trying to track down and round up death cultists in an attempt to stem attacks. Don't know what good it'll do. I don't know what it means for us. I just keep my head down and stay alert. If the fog didn't appear every morning, I'd like it more. Yeah, it's been pretty... Further south it wasn't so bad, but up here it's been pretty constant. So it sounds like Elspeth is a cop. And slightly less depressing than the other leads we found so far. So actually, let's see if we can find more from her. Whoosh, this way. Oh, all the way back we came. Alright. Who would have thought urban environments are good in an apocalypse? Yeah, I know, right? I never would have guessed that. Would have failed that test. Okay, downside to the fog is there are parts of the city that just drop... There are parts of the city that just drop down to more land, and there are parts of the city that drop the fuck off into a lake. And right now, I can't tell which is which. Let's try traveling. Oh, I keep talking to him, trying to keep it quiet. Don't want to wake up the roomies. Yeah, so Bellevue's been uplifting. Did I see Sparky? No, I did not. I still don't know where the beacon is. Like in Olympia, and Olympia fell before Bellevue. Oop, that's not what I wanted. So, since Olympia's still had residual glow from their beacon, Bellevue should as well. But the city is so massive. I don't think I've gotten anywhere near it yet. Like, I've been walking around here several nights now. Nope, skull, not mushroom. And I haven't seen anything resembling beacon glow, even from a distance. Oh man, something's happened yesterday. I don't really know what to think. People have been getting real scared with all the cities going down and hearing about people dying horrible deaths. We got a call to respond on the West End. Heard it was a single suicide. Man shot himself in the head and was dead. Usually the morgue folks do this stuff like I said, but they had their hands tied and the boss and I were free. On the way, boss was telling me about her new pup, a little cane corso named Grin. She said Grin had finally learned to shake, something that she'd been working on for a few days. We got to the apartment complex. Looked like the guy probably worked in PR at some corporate office or some other mid-level profession. He was face down on his kitchen floor, which I thought was an odd place to do it. Most people like the couch or the bed, somewhere comfortable. The fellow was probably nervous, pacing around his place until he just snapped and decided to do it. We rolled him over, got out the stretcher and bag. As we were positioning him in the bag and getting his legs inside, he coughed and gasped, his eyes popping open for a moment. I screamed and clutched at my chest, and he went quiet long enough for me to say, "What should we do? Should I?" And in that moment, my boss calmly reached into the bag with the man and clasped her hands around his neck gently until he was dead. Dead for sure. I numbly nodded my head and helped her zip up the bag and hoist everything into the truck. We rode in silence, and my boss just dropped me off at my own apartment building, saying I was done for the day. I took a hot shower and fell into bed. Doesn't sound like Elspeth's stories are much better. Actually, I just realized I've been streaming for 3 hours, and I was about to say I need to go take a bathroom break, but now I'm wondering if maybe I should just end the stream here, because, this has been a run.